Today our discussion is on blockchain and Bitcoin, and whether the Bitcoin is legal in India, and again also the effect that the Facebook is going to come with its own cryptocurrencies, and what will be its effect in India, because presently, as per 2018 report from various resources and sources, is that the highest number of subscriber to the Facebook is from India. So first come to the core concept of blockchain, and then we'll come to another particular area of blockchain which has obviously become very popular, and that is Bitcoin. And blockchain is a distributed immutable ledger. So it's a distributed immutable ledger in various blocks. Every blocks contain data, and the previous hash and the present hash and all this, there's hashes of hash. So that's why the question of security is there. And so in it's an application of transactions where we can expect, and we do have trust, accountability, transparency at its core, and that is the beneficial part of the blockchain. And Bitcoin is one of its applications where the same hashing and cryptography is been applied, and the concept of Bitcoin came in the year 2009, when there were economic issues, economic problems throughout the countries which have almost banned the cryptocurrencies, like China, and even Indian RBI has given guideline in the year 2018 to that effect. And there are countries like Canada and US and who are actually accepted the cryptocurrencies in many parlance, and there are countries who are watching the things, and they're going to take its better part. So there is nothing harm in blockchain, because blockchain is going to provide us immutability in every transaction. It will definitely going to give the trustworthiness in every smart contract. In Bitcoin, there are a lot of legal and other controversial issues are coming up. The most important point obviously is that if a currency been controlled by some non-centralized agencies, because in Bitcoin the entire transactions is decentralized. So it's a decentralized, and creation of the Bitcoin will stop in the year 2140. So the algorithm is set in that. Bitcoin is just like one of the blockchain where the digital asset is the currency. One person may transfer ownership of a digital assets like cryptocurrency from one person to another, and that asset will move from one person's wallet to another person's wallet. Such as a payment will move from peer to peer throughout. Officer can clearly find out the entire movement of the money. If the money or ransom or the considerations of the criminal money is been transacted by way of a Bitcoin or like that currencies. So that is an important issue to be we all should think of. Obviously, lack of intermediaries. There are no intermediaries in terms of this concept like bank and other things will be there. But again, speculations is that if the Bitcoin is being taken charge of the virtual real currencies, then the question obviously asks, who is going to control the value, who is going to control the mine, and what will be the law, what will be the result of the conflict between these cryptocurrencies or not. White paper on Bitcoin was published by Satoshi Nakamoto on bitcoin.org, and if you download that 9-page Bitcoin white paper, you will see that the entire transactions and all the activities and how the double spending problem will going to solve, all have been discussed in that white paper having a title Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. So money will be transferred from one party to another but you need not to go to any bank or any financial institutions. It came after this collapse of real currency market in some of the parts of the world in the 2009. This white paper gives more emphasis on day-to-day commercial activity on the internet. So has given a direct challenge to the trust-based transaction model which we have today, like our business with the bank, our business with other organizations and all this which we are doing in day to day and night. And again there is a cost of mediations. So there are a lot of beneficial part has been addressed in that white paper. And in abstract it says a purely peer-to-peer versions of electronic requests would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through financial institutions. So he has given the challenge to the trust-based system, which I have already told. And this white paper is of 9 page, and within this 9 page, the entire double spending issue and other issues have been explained by Satoshi Nakamoto, especially the chapter 2, the transactions. That is very interesting, and the entire he tries to define that an electronic coin is a chain of digital signature. So you see there is a block, one after another block, and there are digital signature from one part to another part to another part. Owner transfers the coin to the next by digitally signing a hash of the previous transactions and the public key of the next owner, and adding these to the end of the coin. So you see there are in this white paper, the Satoshi Nakamoto has tried to introduce a new fresh concept in cryptocurrency in the name of cryptocurrency. Now what about Indian scenario? Public interest litigations been filed before the Honorable High Courts, Calcutta and other part, and finally before the Honorable Supreme Court of India against the legality, challenging the legality of Bitcoin transaction in India. On April 6, 2018, the RBI has come up with a notifications wherein all the type of virtual currencies, including the bitcoins, all were been made prohibited. There was a phase out time even given for those already transaction committed, and RBI has given caution to the people not to deal with these virtual currencies. And interpreting that notification, and it will be clear, though we do not have any law, because virtual currency doesn't follow the real currency subject or theorem or tenets, basic tenets of structure. So the law which is applicable to the physical currencies are not applicable to the virtual currencies, and practically do not have any law to that effect as well. But the point is, the RBI, after a lot of decided that with immediate effect, entities regulated by Reserve Bank shall not of these currencies.